It's Pro Bowl weekend and football getting big-time coverage. This former Viking is talking about the purple and its needs, and then his new team, women's pro football. C-Dub is in the house, Candice Wiggins on her upcoming season, and Lynx title hopes. It's all ahead. It's game on.
It's an old school matchup, you know, two teams that are beating each other up. I kind of like the Steelers just because they got a much better defense, I feel, than the Packers.
And a very good Sunday to you. Glad you have found Game On, powered by the Courtside Bar and Grill. I'm Rod Simons, and we're talking about a very busy football day. Indeed, it's that. Viking scouts, as well as scouts from every other NFL team, scouring the country looking for players that would be in that April NFL draft. We have the Pro Bowl today and the Super Bowl, as we all know, from Dallas next weekend. Let's take a look at our show by the numbers. And we know that the Packers and the Steelers are in the Super Bowl in Dallas, the NFL Pro Bowl on Fox 9 later today from Oahu. Those collective bargaining conversations continue between the NFL and the Players Association, and the draft, April 28th in New York City. And delighted to have the big man in the house. I'm going to be very good because you could take care of business. You're still in shape.
Yes,
Willie Howard, the former Viking defensive lineman and all-conference Pac-10 player from Stanford. Great to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me.
What have you been up to? I know you've got a lot of football. We got a lot of orange. You know, this is the Halloween capital of the world in Anoka. We got a lot of orange and black, and we'll talk to you about that in a minute.
Absolutely.
But you're coaching football these days.
Yeah, I'm actually got my son's 5th grade team I'm still coaching, but I'm also the head coach of Robbinsdale Cooper, and now I've tackled on the Minnesota Machine women's tackle football team.
Let's show you the Howard file if we can. Robbinsdale Cooper right there, the Minnesota Machine, which we'll tell you more about. You were the 57th pick in the NFL draft in '02 out of Stanford. Versatile lineman who played every position on the defensive line, and 2 NFL seasons before injury. And let's talk about first things first. When you follow so much football, the Vikings, is this a total reclamation project, or do they have specific things in mind as they head into the offseason?
I think when you're heading into the offseason, it's Coach Frazier needs to put a stamp on his coaching style and the direction he wants to take this team. When you talk about personnel, I think obviously they're looking at a quarterback, maybe some more receivers, but also getting some fresh defensive linemen in the mix.
And that defensive backfield needs a little help too.
When we talk about defensive back, I think they've identified that throughout the year, and with the age of Antoine Winfield, I think they're going to really hit that hard.
When you watch the teams do their thing in the National Football League, you watch a lot of college football, I know. The one thing that comes to mind, because we talked about this just a couple of weeks ago, is you were delighted that they picked Leslie Frazier as the head coach. You said that's going to take them somewhere.
Yes, when you talk about, you know, having the coach, it's got to be somebody that you trust. And I think that he's built that trust from the players. He's demanded that respect, and those players put that stamp of approval for him.
You are coaching high school kids. What is that? That's got to be just a unique experience for you, especially since you have excelled at every single level of football.
I think that's what I bring to the table, is they look up to me as that role model, that mentor that's been to the top. So they say, if Coach did it, whatever he says, we need to do what he says.
Do they listen?
Oh, they listen with wide ears.
Why did you take the high school job? Because I know you've dabbled in semi-pro coaching and ownership. You know, we'll talk about the Machine in just a couple of minutes, and your passion. Is it your passion for football?
I think you know, ever since that day that the injury occurred, I never thought that I would be out of football, but I didn't know the direction it was going to take me. And coaching is just something that's been in my blood since I was young, even in my Stanford days, and so being a coach is what I am. That's who I am.
Well, we've talked about this before too. The injury happened way too fast for you.
Yeah, you figure I was 9 games into my rookie season and finally having what I call a breakout game, and all of a sudden it's taken away that quick. And I think I bring that aspect and that approach to my young kids in the high school level, being able to tell them that get your education, because you never know when the football's going to be taken away.
Unbelievable. Great stuff. Willie Howard is in the house, the former Viking, Stanford great. We'll talk more with Willie in the next segment. Don't forget, you can actually join us at a live taping here at Food's pretty good?
Oh, food is awesome. I love the boneless wings.
Courtside Bar and Grill in Anoka. And we got a great show coming up for you next week. This Tuesday, it's going to be Rick Spielman, the legendary St. John's football coach, John Gallardi, be part of the live taping. We give away tickets to the Swarm and the Timberwolves. We'd love to have you with us. Check our website, GameOnTVMN.com, for all the latest. But we'd love to see you at the Courtside Bar and Grill Tuesday.
So, you're looking for a night out with the guys. Guy stuff. Sports, beer, fun. What about catching a Wolves game? The Guys Night Out package gives you a ticket, beer, hot dog, and a chance to meet the Timberwolves dancers, all for just $15. That sounds like God stuff. Log on to timberwolves.com to get your tickets today.
Everything that goes into a Lennox system is engineered for absolute comfort. Like the parts that create your perfect temperature and humidity, or the parts that purify the air. Together, all these parts save you up to half off your heating and cooling bills. And there are few things more comforting than that.
The future of home comfort is here now at Liberty Comfort Systems.
Get the latest in innovation and technology at Liberty Comfort Systems.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Get ready to enter the hive. Rule number 1. Always wear a helmet. Rule number 2. Don't blink.
The biggest lead of the night. Passing a shot to go.
Swarm Lacrosse returns to the XL Energy Center. For tickets, call 1-888-MN-SWARM or visit mnswarm.com.
Picking Green Bay all the way. That's where I was raised. Can't go wrong with the Packers.
Welcome back. It's Game On, powered by the Courtside Bar and Grill. Great to have you with us. Rod Simons and Willie Howard, the former Viking great. You're coaching the Minnesota Machine. You can see a lot of the orange behind us, women's pro football, and show folks a few of the numbers here. You're already recruiting for the season. You have a practice coming up in just a couple of days, which will give you 7 left. You practice in St. Paul. You're on Facebook. You're actively recruiting, and you're looking for players in a real league.
Yes, it's a real league. It's women's tackle football, so it's the real thing. It's not the Vikings, but they go after it as though they're Vikings.
And you told me, don't think for a minute they're not tough.
Oh, they're some of the toughest people I'm around. You got some MMA fighters. We've got people that played high school football. They are tough.
What drew you to women's football?
Well, you know, I coach a semi-pro team, and I saw these young ladies helping out the semi-pro men's team, and they're always eager, asking questions, sitting there taking notes at everything that I would say on the sideline. Then all of a sudden, I was approached with the opportunity, and I said, you know what? I've watched their eagerness, their hard work, and let me take it on. And it's been a great success. It's actually been a highlight of my coaching career.
You told me that they're like sponges. They hang on your every word.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because knowledge-wise of football, a lot of them watched it but didn't get to play it. But when you talk about having a grown woman being able to go back to the basics and sit there, take notes and listen and be able to, you know, I'm teaching something out on the court or on the football field, and they're bringing out their playbook to make sure that everything goes together. That's what I'm talking about. That's the sponge. Like,
what kind of offense do you run?
Right now we run a pro-style offense. So 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 backs in the backfield, and in our defense, we're going with a 3-4 and also a 4-3, but we're bringing a lot of pressure.
And this is a league that will play all over the upper Midwest and beyond.
Yes, we got our first game on the 9th is actually April 9th. We go to Chicago.
Nice. Is there titles in mind? Do you know enough about the other teams to say we have a team good enough, strong enough to do damage?
Yes, and the 9th will put us in a position to see where we are, because the Chicago team actually won the title a couple years ago, and you know, we win, we go off to the playoffs. We might even have to go to California for our championship game.
So you coach at Robbinsdale, you still help with semi-pro, you're coaching women's. When do you have time for anything else?
With 5 kids, you know, I just keep them completely active, and you know, and being at Robbinsdale, it's just something that my whole family has embraced and come together, and identifying that coaching is something that I'm going to be in, and let's see how we can, you know, put this resume together and make sure that we're making some positive moves towards my future.
Well, you keep us posted. We'll have you back before your first game. We want an update. We'll get out to the practice. Great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on all your success, and congratulations to Stanford in the Orange Bowl. I wasn't going to let that go.
That was a great time. I actually took my wife out there for our first vacation. Great time. Go Card.
Awesome. Willie Howard in the house. And don't forget, if you want more information, check out our website, www.gameontvmn.com, packed with the latest blogs, Brandon on baseball, the boss on MMA, extensive reach on the Vikings with Shocker's Locker. We'll also link you up to partners like purplepride.org, and we'll tell you more about how you can find out about the Minnesota Machine too. Just go to gameontvmn.com for all that information.
Wallingberg and Diebly believes in families. We understand and support families in all their many forms. And when legal problems arise in the family, Wallingberg and Diebly is there. Wallingberg and Diebly, the premier family law firm of Minnesota. When you need us, call 612-326-3453 or visit wbdlaw.com.
It's Wendy's 99-cent everyday value menu. Now with 9 tasty choices for just 99 cents. Like our all-new crispy chicken Caesar wrap with all white meat chicken. You know it's real.
The place for food, music, fun, and bikers. Bikers get the best parking spot, and inside, from business people to bikers, everyone's going to have a great time. Create your own bucket list at the River City Saloon. There are specials every night of the week and live music all weekend. Get us online at hollysrivercitysaloon.com and look for the awning just off Main and Anoka, right in the heart of the historic Anoka Entertainment District. See you soon at the River City Saloon.
This is a tough one for me. I like the idea of Mike Tomlin, former Vikings coach, going to win the Super Bowl, but also looking for the NFC North. It's kind of a toss-up for me. I'm looking for a close game, though, and that's what's really important for a Super Bowl.
And welcome back. It's Game On, powered by the Courtside Bar and Grill, one of the best basketball players on the globe. Former #1 pick of the Minnesota Lynx, 3rd overall. Candice Wiggins is in the house.
Yes, I am.
Great to see you.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Lynx basketball is coming up. We got to get through the Wolves season first. We'll talk about that in just a second. Big thing I got to know is, since I've torn the Achilles tendon, I know about the rehab. How is yours coming?
Mine's coming along so great. You know, I really I'm actually benefiting from having a really long off season, and because I tore it last summer, I have a lot more time to heal it. And really, it's just it's a process. It's day to day, and I'm just like carpe diem, seize the day for me.
Yeah. Are you running? Are you doing it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm running, jumping, everything. It's 7 months out now. Or yeah, 7 months out now. But I'm still taking my time, strengthening, doing a lot of. But I'm doing everything though.
This Lynx basketball team with Simone and you and Nikki and Waylon, you guys are loaded.
And Brunson.
And Brunson. I'm not leaving anybody out on purpose.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but, yeah.
And the #1 pick, which is going to be Maya Moore out of Connecticut, most likely.
Yes.
You guys are going to be loaded.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was talking to it's our time, and I think personnel is really important. Like the players you have on the team, obviously that's the team. That's
right.
What's going to be out there winning the games, and with that combination, it's a great mix of people, and it's also it's just going to be exciting to watch. It's exciting to play.
And you got to be injury free, really.
Right.
To be a championship team.
Of course, but I think. You know, that really comes with, you know, it's really one of those things where you can't really predict that.
Right.
So you kind of have to just, you have to just focus on the things you can control, because you can't really control injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can, but you know.
Well, you do the best you can and stay in shape and do all those things. So when you watch the Wolves, do you spend a lot of time watching the NBA because this is your off season?
Yeah, well, when I played overseas, I didn't really get to watch them that much, but I watched a lot of Wolves games, actually, last year. I'm like a diehard Wolves fan, actually, but yeah, this year I watched a lot. I watched a lot live. When I was at Stanford, I watched the Warriors play, the Nuggets, and then I went to Atlanta, watched the Hawks play the Bobcats. A lot of the guys that I know, and like I played with some of the guys in the NBA that are playing now. I played with them when I was a kid and stuff, so it's really cool being in the WNBA now and seeing the NBA now, because it's like, oh my gosh, he's in the NBA, he's in the NBA.
It's your practice facility too. For the people that don't know, tell them how hard it is for the players to lose these games when they know they're better than their record indicates.
It is. It's like probably the most challenging thing for an athlete, professional athlete, especially when you're used to winning, when you come from a winning program, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Everyone comes from a winning program, and then it gets, and then you get drafted, and then it becomes a whole new world, and it's like it's not like the same. It's not like it's different ages, different things going on, different cities, all these different aspects. And when you're starting to look, and it doesn't reflect, it causes.
It drives them crazy.
Yeah, pretty much. It'll drive you mad, and because you know what you're capable of doing, and you want the product to be great for the fans. That's really what it comes down to, because you know what I'm saying. That's what you guys are watching. It's what people pay for to watch.
I understand. And she has a front row seat to these guys. More with Candice in just a minute. Time now for Who's Hot and Who's Cold, brought to us by Liberty Comfort Systems in Anoka. Who's hot? It's got to be the Bears. When has a team grabbed so many headlines in a loss? Those who didn't throw quarterback Jay Cutler under the bus appear to be the winners on this day. Haven't heard the last of this story, though. And the cold team, it's got to be us fans. And we know who we are. I admit it. I was one of the first to call out Cutler when he left the Bears-Packer game with that injury. Turns out his knee was actually hurt, and he wasn't faking. And so all that criticism makes the jump to judgment look like it's next to a cliff. That's Who's Hot and Who's Cold. Brought to us by Liberty Comfort Systems.
What's your 99?
Wendy's new 99-cent everyday value menu now has even more tasty ways to get what you want for 99 cents.
My 9 for 99. My 9 for 99.
The all-new Bacon 99er with thick applewood smoked bacon, or the new crispy chicken Caesar wrap with tender all-white meat chicken.
99.
My 99.
We got your 99.
Now there's 9 tasty choices for 99 cents.
Working together means working efficiently. And a Lennox home comfort system may just be the perfect example. Its air conditioner works together with the furnace. And that works together with the air purifier. And that works with you by saving you up to half off your heating and cooling bill.
The future of home comfort is here now at Liberty Comfort Systems.
Get the latest in innovation and technology at Liberty Comfort Systems.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Looking for a great night out on the town without breaking your budget? Then take advantage of the Wolves Meal Deal. For just $19, you get a $20 game ticket, hot dog, chips, and a Pepsi. The meal deal is available for Friday and Saturday night home games, including Saturday's matchup against the Denver Nuggets. Log on to Timberwolves.com/meal deal to get yours today.
It doesn't really matter to me. I think I'll probably jump on the Packer bandwagon, though. It'd probably be nice to see them win because they're closer to home.
Welcome back. It's Game On, powered by the Courtside Bar and Grill in Anoka. We're having a great time. Love for you to come join us for a live taping. All the information on our website. Candice Wiggins is in the house, the Lynx star. One of the things that you couldn't miss if you're a basketball fan was Connecticut's monster winning streak. And then Stanford knocks them off. And the only person I'm not paying attention to any of the players. You're running around the court just having a blast.
I did a one-woman storm the court. I think that probably is the only time that's ever happened in history.
Yeah.
But I didn't care because you know what? You have to understand I was so excited to witness that and to be able to see it. And the girls on the team that were seniors, those were my freshmen.
Yeah.
And it was so big for them. And
it was huge.
And there was a team effort. And Tara, and Condoleezza Rice was in the house, and
yes.
she came in afterwards. And she's super awesome. I've talked to her.
Okay.
Yeah, I've met her. I've talked to her, and she's given me a lot of great advice. And really, I think is turning out to be a really great mentor for me. Nice. And it's just a great atmosphere. And we're like, Revenge of the Nerds.
Well, it was fun to watch. And one of the things that people might not know, but you are heavily involved in social media, so you really reach out to fans.
Yeah.
And you also have the Candice Wiggins Experience. We'll post a link on our website. You want to see Wiggins Experience?
Yeah, it's cwigginsworld.com is my website, but
okay.
the overseas experience, the Candice Wiggins Overseas Experience.
Quickly tell us what that's all about.
Yeah, quickly, it's basically I wanted to try travel with a group of people in America, bring them overseas to where we play overseas as basketball players. We're going to Spain this year. You can go to travelwithcandice.wordpress.com. And actually, Angela Taylor and I collaborated on this project.
Former Minnesota Lynx executive.
And so I'm really excited about it. And it'll just be a chance for people to see the country, see other countries, other cultures, taste other food, and also see basketball.
Yeah. And you're also involved in other charities. You're heavily involved in trying to eradicate AIDS and awareness as well.
Awareness and education. I think it really starts with that, and really just I really want to get rid of that fear, that stigma, and I think it's really helping, especially for our generation, the younger generation, and especially the African American community. It's a growing epidemic for us. So I think it's about us understanding, being proactive about knowledge. What exactly?
And it's part of who you are, not just basketball, because like you were telling me earlier, you wear it in your heart.
Absolutely, and my dad played on the Padres in '84, and he died from AIDS in '91. And I think that if the tools and knowledge are around when he was alive, he could have prevented something. So I'm really about prevention and education, and also there's a lot of people who are living with HIV. There's babies being born with HIV. It's a growing epidemic, and it's all of us in it. So
that's fascinating. Do you ever run out of time in a day? Because every time I talk to you or hear about you, you're on the go. You're somewhere else.
No, absolutely. Well, you know what? It's like, I don't know. I don't think about it. I think I get a lot of sleep. I took a class at Stanford called Sleep and Dreams. Dr. Dement, he's like the creator of REM. Yeah. He created the term REM sleep. He's our professor. Nice. So I learned a lot about sleep patterns and like how important sleep is, and I get enough sleep. So you know what I mean? I budget it. I budget time.
Well, when you come back into town before the season starts, we'll have you back. Everything about Candice on our website. We'll create all the links for you right there. Knock them dead this season.
Yes, I will.
Take care of that Achilles tendon. So great to have Candice Wiggins in the house. Don't forget, you can hear all about the Timberwolves as well. I write about the links too at simonsays@timberwolves.com. Great little website there full of inside information, Wolf viewpoints, all at your fingertips. It's interactive, so drop me a note, rod@gameontvmn.com, and look for a new blog every Thursday at 11 a.m. at timberwolves.com. When you need to move around the metro, call on City View White Knight Limousine. They take care of us with town cars, limousines, SUVs. City View is safe, reliable, and they will handle your needs. Get them on the web at cityviewlimo.com.
Get ready to enter the hive. Rule number 1, always wear a helmet. Rule number 2, don't blink.
The biggest lead of the night. That's a shot to go.
Swarm Lacrosse returns to the XL Energy Center. For tickets, call 1-888-MN-SWARM or visit MNSwarm.com.
How to order a pizza. Step 1, decide on toppings. And Pizza Man says, remember, cheese is included and only extra cheese is considered a topping. Step 2, pickup or delivery. And if you choose delivery, don't forget to tip the delivery person. Step 3, call Pizza Man for the TV special. Step 4, call Pizza Man in Blaine, Orinoco, home of the heavy toppings.
Wallingberg and Deebly believes in families. We understand and support families in all their many forms. And when legal problems arise in the family, Wallingberg and Deebly is there. Wallingberg and Deebly, the premier family law firm of Minnesota. When you need us, call 612-326-3453 or visit wbdlaw.com.
Welcome back to Game On, powered by the Courtside Bar and Grill. And yes, it is time for the MIAC Minute. Jason Verdugo is the head coach at Hamline Baseball. Been there for 10 seasons. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
The big question, everybody knows that there are a lot of baseball teams that play in the Dome. And with the Dome being down, you guys have finally figured out what you're going to do with your schedule after a lot of hard work.
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, You know, many teams have a spring trip in the MIAC, which is great for us during our spring break. You know, traditionally we play anywhere from 8 to 10 games. For us this year, obviously, we'll try to stay in the 8 range, maybe expand to 10 games. You know, it's a lot of baseball in a short amount of time. The kids enjoy it, but they do obviously get fatigued. You know, and so with the dome being down, definitely puts us at a disadvantage.
I can imagine when the dome went down, your first thought was not about the Viking game that was going to be missed, but what the heck do we do now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been well documented. You're talking about 300 baseball games and putting a lot of teams in a difficult situation for Minnesota baseball. So for us, it was a scramble mode for about a week in terms of you know, getting all our games together.
You've had 5 20-win seasons. You expect powerhouse this year?
Well, our conference is really tough. For us to finish in the top 4 is going to be extremely tough. We'd like to get back to the 20-win season again and then get to the playoffs ultimately. And then once you get there, anything can happen.
Does the hiccup early in the season weigh into how you factor how your team's going to do?
Yeah, I think so a little bit. You know, our guys have been really great. Their attitudes have been tremendous. You know, I think early they were really disappointed, just like everybody was, and but they soon realized everybody's in the same situation. So they've stayed really positive.
And workouts going very, very hard right now. When will it be your first game?
Well, for us, our first game will be March 19th during our spring break. So, you know, traditionally it was about February 22nd would have been our first game in the Dome, which is about close to a month earlier, but now we got to push it back. So keeping our guys busy and their minds off a game is going to be really tough.
We'll get you back mid-March and get an update. Have fun down in Tucson.
Yeah, Tucson.
Jason with us, MIAC Minute, here on Game On. And time now for the Wheels of Thunder week ahead. The Wolves get Memphis and Denver on the 2nd and 5th. Wild have the LA Kings February 1st. The Swarm on the 19th against Boston at the XL Energy Center. The Gophers get Ohio State on February 6th. Twin spring training 23 days away. Don't forget Vikings training camp is 182 days away. NFL Alumni Dinner, Caring for Kids, is the 26th of February. Rodeo is big time, the world's toughest rodeo at the X on the 5th. And don't forget the Minnesota Golf Show, if you got the itch, February 18th and 20th. And that's it for us today. Busy Sunday it has been. Don't forget, check our website for all the latest information, show updates, as well as past shows. You can click them right there, www.gameontvmn.com. We're also on Twitter and Facebook as well. We'd love to be friends with you. That's it. Thank you for being a part of our Sunday Pro Bowl later on today here on Fox. And make it a great week.